Well, hi, stamping friends. It's Leslie, and I am getting ready to take a little tour through the brand new Stampin' Up catalog. We are happy to have you join us, the we being Doreen DeCibas and Janice Cox and myself. I've known Janice and Doreen for a very long time, probably since I started stamping, which was coming up on 18 years ago. So, yay for that. So we've got a big lineup for you throughout the weekend. We're going to start with the tour. And then there is a video that Janice recorded because unfortunately she has to be at work. She's not at our party with us and we're kind of sad. But she's going to introduce you to the in colors and show you those and talk about those new in colors. We are going to introduce you to a virtual swap that we're going to have. So we would like to have you join us for that. I'm also going to post a video at right around 7:30. It's one that was made by Stampin' Up, all about the new adhesive. And I will tell you that it is sticky. For folks of those of you that are in my Crafting Fun group, Monday when I go live at 7 o'clock, when we craft, I'm gonna use that new adhesive and we're gonna talk about some of the things that I've noticed about it. Okay. I still have yet to try the dental floss trick with it, so I don't know how it will be, even if you're sparing with your adhesive. So I will try and test that out as well. Okay. So I think we're probably, we've got a few folks here, which is great. And we're still a little time away from exactly at 5. So I want to give people just another minute or so to pop in. So the agenda I pinned to the top in the events page. So you should be able to find out what's happening when. Most things, if they say Janice, they were recorded yesterday. If they say Leslie or Doreen, they are likely to be live, which is great. And when Doreen is live, I will be watching for comments and things. And when I am live, she will be watching for comments. So that's kind of a fun plus for these. Usually when I'm live, I don't have the luxury of having somebody right there watching comments and answering questions in real time. But today we will have that. So if you see something in the catalog tour or during any of the presentation videos over the weekend, know that somebody is watching for your questions and will answer them in real time. So please know that you will get answered. If for some reason we miss one or something, we will go back through and read your comments and check on things. Okay, so let's see. According to my watch, it's 5 o'clock. So I am going to go ahead and get started. I did tell people that they didn't have to be here to see these things because the videos will be available for you later. Okay, so let's just know that this is awesome. Okay, now this one says master on it because it's the one that I write in. Eventually I'll have it spiral bound, and this is my workhorse. I refer to this, I probably put my hands on this every day, probably some days multiple times a day. Okay, so let's pop through and we're going to start right here in the very front. Okay, and we have some tools and things So you can find the Pick-a-Punch, you can find the Stamparatus, the paper trimmer, the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and the standard size cut and emboss machine. Know that those two machines are not available yet. Okay, so they're coming, but they're not here yet. Okay, so over here we have the a brief table of contents. Basically, it just outlines the 10 suites that are a part of the catalog. Now, a suite generally includes at least one stamp set and either a punch or dies, okay? And then all the sort of coordinating stuff, the designer series paper, the little trinkets or embellishments or whatever, ribbon, all of that kind of stuff, okay? And then after page 140 is where you start getting into the other kinds of goodies. Before we get going too far though, I want to point out, and I'm hoping these show. I'm going to stand up. Yep, it shows. I'm actually pointing at these. I had to peek. You're going to want to look. This changes color, but this little starburst kind of thing that says 10% off will be near the bundles, okay? Because when products are bundled together, either a stamp set and a punch or a stamp set and dies, those are a 10% savings. So yippee for that. Who doesn't like a sale? And they're on sale all the time. Now, just because they are bundled doesn't mean you have to buy them as a bundle. Okay, you may love to do the stamping and not need the punch or the dies. You may prefer the dies and not the stamp set. Some bundles, I get one or the other, and sometimes I feel like I need them both. This red, I don't know, it's a burst. It's a big, exciting burst, and it has an N in it. If you see that next to a product, you can rest assured you have not ordered it yet. You will not order it and get a duplicate, okay? So at least for your first pass through the catalog, okay? Not having it. Okay, so let's turn, because the next thing is one of my favorites. I was watching Patty Bennett's video the other day, and she's been a demonstrator for, I think she said 25 years. Anyway, her first catalog, the pictures of Shelley and Sterling and their kids, and now their kids' families. It looked obviously very different 25 years ago. This is one of the things that I love to peek in. It's just such a fun little, Anyway, I've loved watching the kids grow up, and anyway, so then this page talks about the two different kinds of stamps that Stampin' Up has. Both kinds, the red rubber cling mount stamps and the photopolymer, which are clear, you can see through, both require acrylic blocks. Okay, and I'm going to show you where those are found later. So we've got some Stampin' Techniques and things here. They show you what page that technique is shown on. So there's lots of little tidbits of information. So don't overlook those things. Ha! Look at those colors. So beautiful. Some tools, punches, and dies. Okay. So here's our kits. So kits are fabulous. They make great gifts for a crafting friend. They're super when some of them are all-inclusive. You get it all. You get the Stampin' Spot, you get the adhesive, you get the block, you get the stamp set, you get all the pieces and parts, you get everything you need in an all-inclusive. You take it out of the box and stamp. okay, which is really great. Just a note, this is one of the few places, there's only a couple places that the artwork is not shown at full size, okay? So here in the kits, they show up one stamp at full size, and they show the rest of the, okay, so be watching for that. You're not going to get one big stamp and a whole bunch of little ones, okay? Just, Paper Pumpkin, you can get Paper Pumpkin as a monthly subscription. You put in your credit card information and you sign up, and you know, you're charged every month, or you can buy prepaid, a prepaid number of months, and I think they go 1, 3, 6, and 12. Okay, so kits are really fun. So some kits, like I said, pretty much have everything except a pair of scissors. Some kits say project kit, and they have the stuff, but they don't include the ink or the stamps. Okay, so you would get together. This might make a fun girls' night out. Everybody orders their kit. You talk to your demonstrator, and she brings the inks and whatever, and you make and the stamp set, and then you make your cards that way. Or you use whatever greeting stamps you have. That is totally an option there as well. You could use whatever greetings you have that fit. Okay. Product medleys are fun. They are a little beefier. There's more to them. Usually some 6x6 designer series paper, often dies and stamps are included, ribbons, those kinds of things. Okay. And here again, this is full size. These are shown at 50%. Okay, so kind of read there. All right. All right, let's, oh, so I get to introduce you to half of this suite, and Janice is going to introduce you to the other half of this suite. So tomorrow I will start with the sunflower part of the suite, that bundle, and Janice will share the jar part with you on Sunday. Okay, but the one thing I do want to point out before we go too far, okay, is for all of the suites there's a one item number. Okay, so one number, one price, you get it all. Now this one is big. Don't like have a heart attack on me, okay? But this one includes 2 bundles, one with a stamp set and punch, one with a stamp set and dies. It includes the designer series paper. It includes the Memories and More pack of cards. It includes the cards and envelopes. It includes the little mason jar domes. It includes the ribbon pack. It includes the little gems. It includes all kinds of stuff. Oh, even markers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 colors of the 4 new in colors of blends markers. So a lot of stuff is included in this suite. Okay, so don't be alarmed. But anyway, let's keep going and see where we get. Oh, one other quick thing. So here's one bundle and here's the other. Now the bundles sometimes hide. Sometimes you have to look for them. Okay, so just be aware that by doing this item number, you're getting the stamp set, not the bundle with the punch. Okay, so be aware and go looking for the bundle. Okay, so this is a great page to show you the shading. So the shading color matters. Okay, so when it's vanilla colored like this, it means that there's a punch. Okay, when the shading behind an image is grayish like this, it means that there are dies that coordinate with it. Okay, and then here's another little icon that you want to pay attention to. These are this says reversibles. What that means is you can use the jar with the side with the outline, or you can flip it over and put the outline side on your block and just have the flat, we would normally call the back of the stamp, to use as a fill-in. Okay, so if you want to add water or something to your jar, you can add just color. All right, so watch for that reversibles one. Okay, all right, I think that's all of that page. I made I don't know, 3 or 4 pages of notes. We're just gonna have a good old time. All right, so the other thing that I want to tell you is to point out these product descriptions. So the description underneath. Oh, and 2 more icons that I get to tell you about. Excellent. All right, so in the product description, there's the item number, there's the price. It suggests which acrylic blocks would work best for this. It tells you how many stamps are in a particular stamp set, so you can start counting to decide, because sometimes it's hard to tell. Let's go back 1 minute. It's hard to tell, is this 2 separate stamps, or is this just 1 stamp with 2 leaves? So this says 8 cling stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1 stamp with 2 leaves. Okay, so it tells you how many. It tells you whether it's it indicates a technique. Okay, so this says it's great for the 2-step stamping technique. It tells which demonstrator has hit their million and inspired this stamp set. Okay, because that's one of the perks when you hit $1 million in career sales. You get to go out to Salt Lake City and you get to help design a stamp set. How cool is that? The distinctive icon means that there's some gradation. There's some natural variation in the stamps. They're very realistic when they stamp. Okay, so watch for those icons, the $1 million icon and the distinctive icon. Oh, here's another reversible. Here's a distinctive. Okay, we are going to keep going, and we're just going to pop through. Janice is going to tell you about this lovely U bundle that has this great punch. I think I showed it in one of my lives one time. Ooh, and the World of Good suite. I get to tell you about that tomorrow, I think. Oh, Sunday morning, first thing. Anyway, so here's a little technique box that talks about 2-step stamping. Okay, so if you're not familiar with it, here's a great place to learn, right on page 27. Okay. Ooh, sneak peek. Here's the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, it's not available yet. It's super cute. Here's another picture of it. So you're going to see, not here. I'll show you. There is an icon and it says mini. What you want to know about those is that just because it says mini doesn't mean it won't work in the big machine. Okay, but if it says mini, all the images in it will fit through the smaller size machine. Okay, so we'll get there. I know we're gonna get there. We're gonna have one. It's gonna be super. Okay, so here's that N. Couple of new ones. Oh, You Are My Hero might be great with these images from A Good Man, Older and Wiser. Fun. Oh, so here's some fun things. So they have let us know that the color palette that they used on these samples includes Pretty Peacock, Grainy Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, and Terracotta Tile. Okay, so watch for those where they're giving us a little color palette to work from. Okay, you'll see them. You'll see these little color dots by the designer series papers as well. Okay. Hey, we got any quilters out there? Woohoo! Triangles. I bet there's some cool quilting patterns that you could teach us. That would be really fun. So here's the big one. The big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, shop the project. I wanted to make sure and tell you about that. So, every so often, well, in past catalogs, we've had something called a, what did we used to call it? Oh, You Can Make It. So they used to title these little boxes, You Can Make It, and it would list everything you needed to make whatever project was going on there, okay? So they've changed it up a little bit, and they have added Shop the Project. So they're talking about adding on that they use the little classic Stampin' Spots for these smaller images. They use the Stamparatus for their positioning so that everything would line up, and they were using the foam mat. Okay, so the Shop the Project will help you out. Okay, so those are good too. Here's our pets. Any of you pet fur baby mommies and daddies and so forth? Okay. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, this came today. I got this one. Pretty parasol. It goes with, see, the shading tells us that it goes with a punch, the umbrella punch. So if you did my umbrella class last month, this would be a great, that adds value to your already purchased punch. Now there's another stamp set that will work with that. Okay, and over here it says you might also like the Under My Umbrella stamp set, and it tells you where to find that. Okay, so these you might also like boxes are there too. All right. Okay, I just have to do a quick story. I know I'm supposed to keep this short. So this Hippo Happiness, as I did my very first run through the catalog, I saw this, and my son, who is just turned 30, loved, for some reason, way back, we did a hippo punch art card, and he loved that. And so every now and then I'll be working on something or something, and he'll say, you know, you really ought to do a hippo card. Okay, Stephen. So in going through my stuff, I actually found that old punch art card, and I gave it to him for his 30th birthday. Anyway, so let's keep. Oh yeah, I'm way past some of these. Okay. Anyway, so that is something that also arrived because I couldn't not get it. But anyway, so here's something fun. A lot of tag-sized shapes that coordinate with lots, like there's a whole zebra set, there's a whole whale suite, there's, you know, so kind of fun that some little greetings that would coordinate with those things. And the dies were first introduced this past holiday catalog, I think. Okay, so it talks about put them together, so in, you know, putting stamp sets together, this and stuff. So watch for their little call out boxes. They've put a lot of information, a lot of great samples. There are actually over 400 unique samples in here, which is great. Okay, so here's something called Block Party. So they're talking about how to use your Stamparatus. Okay, so here's a technique for you. I am going to have to try that one. There's another $1 million, another $1 million. Love those. Love that they're here. So a few holiday things that are left over, well, not left over, carried over, I should say. Carried over for those of you who need to get started on your holiday stuff right now. There will be, the holiday catalog is actually coming a little bit earlier this year. They're doing some catalog transition, and so for this particular one, it's going to be a super close one. But the holiday catalogs are going to start being available for 6 months. And I think the holiday one, which I think they're going to start calling fall winter, not holiday, is going to go live for you guys in August, I think. So I think I get to pre-order next month. All right, anyway, there's that ornate garden. So if you didn't order it in May when it was the sort of preview, no worries, you can still get it. I'm just wondering if that's distracting over there. So that's another really big bundle. 2 stamp sets, 2 sets of dies. It's a big bundle. Big suite, I should say. 2 bundles plus some other good stuff. Okay. All right. Let's go. All right. So let's go all the way. We're going to just, oh, this one. So cute. All right. I'm going to show you this real quick. Let me see if I can find it really fast. I made lots of samplers for the designer series paper, but this one I wanted to show you a little. So here's most of the things, but there were a few sheets that you needed to see the whole thing, and let me do that for a minute so you can see. So the swimming turtles, a little 2x2 square like this wasn't going to show you this paper. Okay, so fun swipe of turtles swimming. Does that remind you of Finding Nemo? Yeah, pretty cool. I like the back, and that was nice and plain. A 2-inch square of this would have been fine, not so much that. This one is cool. I think if you cut it down the middle at 3, I think you can almost match this corner and down here up and make a border across a 12x12 scrapbook page. Okay, which is really cool. Yay, whales! I have to check and see if those bigger whales punch out with the punch. I think they do. This again, I think if you cut it in half, you're going to get, I think that's going to be the most effective use of this side. That one's really pretty too. Again, you weren't going to get that ombre effect from a little 2x2 square. And there's the whales. I bet these whales are punchable. Okay. Same with this one. Any corner that I had chosen wasn't going to give you the full effect, but I thought that was a really neat piece of paper. Great background. A couple more. Isn't that pretty? I love the way that looks like the sun is shining down through the water. Really neat. And little fishies. And this, again, looks like the sun is coming down through onto the coral reef. This would make a pretty matte for a picture on a scrapbook page, like when Rich and I went snorkeling in the Bahamas. That's what this made me think of. And more fishies, different color. So we have it in Just Jade and same print in Bumblebee. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to show you those real quick because I knew that the whale was not a bundle that we were featuring in our kickoff. All right, so we'll keep going. Let's see, where do we get to? Let's just skip oh, cute zebras, fun. So Doreen is going to share with us the Forever Greenery Suite. She's got some gorgeous samples she made, absolutely stunning. And you'll see these gold hoops in various places. They are part of this suite collection, but you can also buy them separate in the accessories in the back. Okay. I just love these kind of images, these drawn, sketchy kind of images. So a little bit about the blends, but what you're going to notice is the blends don't have their own page. Okay, remember in last year's catalog, there was, blends, and then it had all the order numbers all listed. We don't have that this year. I'm going to show you where you can find those order numbers. Okay. Oh, see these little check marks? Yeah, that means Leslie owns it. See? Whoops. Whoops. All right. So let's see. Oh, and Doreen is going to share Birds and Branches with us later too. And the In Good Taste suite. And here's where I meant those little color dots along with the designer series paper. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can zip ahead to, here we go. Oh, a couple of things here. So the background stamps are another place where you don't see the whole stamp full size, okay? They give you what the pattern looks like, and then they show you what that pattern looks like full size in this little part, okay? So the background stamps are not, this part is not full size. You're not going to get teeny tiny, okay? The angel policy, so if you're somebody that makes gorgeous things and sells them places, craft fairs, whatever, you do need to use a copyright Stampin' Up stamp on the back of them, okay? You need to give Stampin' Up credit for the artwork, okay? This Make a Difference stamp set does have that stamp. It also has some other fun ones that you might like. And this cool alphabet is actually a lot easier to stamp than you would think, okay? I did some words with that, and it actually wasn't hard at all, okay? Here's our colors. Take a sip. Any of you know what SIP stands for? Stamps, Ink, Paper. Okay, that's what it stands for. So you'll want to make sure that when you're doing your order, you have stamps, ink, and paper so that you're not disappointed. Because there's nothing worse than having your ink and your stamps come and not having cardstock to stamp on or whatever. And the color coordination is just something that Stampin' Up excels at color coordination. They are just super, super good at it and have been for years. Okay, so here's where you find your things. Yeah, I've done a little bit of math to help me out on things. So last year, I think the colors went this way and the products went this way. Okay, this year, so this is actually the true color, or as close to the true color as they could get in printed materials, okay? So if you want Poppy Parade and you want cardstock, there's the number you want. And then you want to just stay in that orangey column to get all the way down. There's the Stampin' Blend. So they're the bottom row, okay? And you'll see we have blends in Poppy Parade. Ooh, new blends in Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, Mango, Daffodil, Granny Apple Green, not Coastal Cabana, and Bermuda Bay. Okay, so that's where you're going to find that information. Okay, and so the color columns are going to help you find the right spot for that. All right. Let's see. Okay, so over here, if you want assortments of cardstock, like 2 each of all the brights or 2 each of all the subtles or whatever, this is where you're going to find that. 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12. Excuse me, got a little frog. If you want a whole family of stamp pads, there's that bundle. Okay, so you can get all those, your markers, your ink refills, okay, sort of stuff. So here, your storage. If you haven't played with these are pretty fun. Storage solutions. Okay, so here's something new to this catalog as well, is this vertical layout. Okay, so you're going to have to really pay attention to, here's number 1. It goes with embossing powder. Okay, So your colors are over here. They're listed with their item numbers. Okay, number 2 is the heat tool. So you're going to have to look for these little circled numbers and find. Some of them line up nice and they're right there, and others don't. So embossing paste is way down here, but the write-up is here. Okay, and then these pictures go with this column. So we have 1, 2, 3 columns of product. Okay, so this is mostly your coloring tools, your sponge daubers, your uninked Stampin' Spots, you know, those kinds of things. Your Wink of Stella is hiding right there. Okay, you don't get to see much of it. Thank goodness we all know how terrific the Wink of Stella is, right? For those of you who are kind of getting started, or you have a Stamparatus and you like the smaller Stampin' Spots that we get in Paper Pumpkin, there is an assortment of 8 Stampin' Spots that you can get. Okay, and so that's kind of cool. There's the designer series paper, and they try really hard to give you a pretty good view of that. I will be posting those great samplers that I made. The thing that I need to do now is to put the cardstock, the little chunks of cardstock that coordinate. Okay, that happens to be the Peony Garden. Isn't that pretty? So elegant. Oh my gosh. All right. Designer series paper. What else we got? More designer series paper. The paper trimmer. Okay. And the Simply Scored tool. If you don't have a good paper trimmer, this is the one you want to get. And I'm just telling you that paper crafting is a whole lot easier with a good paper trimmer. Lots of fun packaging and cool paper. The rainbow glimmer paper is really fun. I'll be cutting some stuff out of that and showing you that. Okay. So the Memories and More cards, these coordinate with the, they're the in colors, and they're sort of designed to go with the flower for every season, but you could definitely use the Cinnamon or the Misty Moonlight with the World of Good Memories and More card pack. Makes card making. Okay, lots of great new goodies. Okay, Playing with Patterns Resin Dots way over here. Okay, so again, pay attention to those numbers so that you don't think you're getting the wrong thing. I mean, you don't end up getting the wrong thing or not what you expected. Okay, tools. Okay, some unsung heroes, things that really do make a difference. The Take Your Pick tool with the assortments. You can get the die brush assembly. It comes with the little putty pickups, which is great for getting sequins and stuff. Your bone folder, your paper snips. I have a couple of pairs of paper snips, and these are the best $10 you're going to ever spend, I promise. Okay, so our ribbon, 2, 3 columns. Okay, so watch your numbers, pay attention. Here's your new in color ribbons, all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, can't wait to get this pretty gingham, bumblebee gingham ribbon. Whew, so cute. Okay, so adhesives. I wanted to talk to you for a second about adhesives. I got them. Okay, so this is a refill. They come with, like, I don't know, like when you get granola at the store and you have to tear across the top, and then it's got a little Ziploc thing. Okay, so it shows on the outside you have to take this whole, so this is a little bit different than snail. Okay, so your whole assembly, yep, and it's stiff because it's new. All right, let's see if I can get it. Here it comes, I think. There it goes. Okay, so your whole assembly comes apart. When this is empty, this lifts out, this goes in, and you put the other piece back on. Okay, so it's it's a little bit different than snail, where it was 2 parts and you threw one whole half away. Don't throw half of this away, okay? That would be bad. There's a snap. It snapped earlier. I guess it feels okay. So anyway, and like I said, on Monday we'll do a little playing and talking about more about that. Okay. So do you see this? Number 12 is foam adhesive sheets. Customizable dimensionals. How cool is that? So you cut off your little piece, you run it through with your framelits or whatever, and you have customizable dimensionals. So cool. Now this I want to show you. So this is the cling adhesive. It's what the labels that come with the cling stamps are now made of, okay? Some of you have those super slippery clear mount labels that we ended up not, look, I didn't even put the labels on most of mine because they didn't stay on the block. And then I was telling you to, on your cling stamps, cut off the extra and save it so that you could add it to these. Guess what? You don't have to do that anymore. Stampin' Up has heard us. They knew that these clear mount labels didn't work and they gave us an option. So you've got these labels, okay? They peel off and you can use a little piece and put it right on your clear mount label, and it's gonna be great. Okay, let's see, let's just trim since it's off the sticker sheet anyway. All right, so I just need a little tiny piece and we'll put the rest of it back. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this on here. That's the super sticky side. I think I'm doing this right. Nope, I did it wrong. But that's okay, because then it wasn't the super sticky side. All right, so the split label is the super sticky side. So that's going to go here. And then the side that's down is the cling part, which will go on a block and not fall off. Yay! All right, so cling adhesive, number 13 on the adhesives page. You guys want that. I know you do. Okay? I know it. All right, we are almost to the end. Some of you are probably going, it is about time. So the clear acrylic blocks, got to tell you that the bundle of blocks and the caddy, what a great gift for somebody. Storage all the time. Stamparatus, if you don't have one, you need one. Here's starts our punches. Okay. And here, so if a punch is part of a bundle, it's not in these pages. You have to go to the punch bundles just after. I do reference you back to where the stamp set is, and all of these samples, different than the ones that are on, like this sample is not on the whale page with the whale suite. Okay. All right, there's our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. We say hello, we can't wait to have you. All right, keep going because they're not there. All right, now in this, there's all the plates. But most of the plates come with the machine. A couple of specialty ones you might need to buy, but oh, here's that mini icon as well. Okay, so all of these dies will fit. Okay. These won't all, some of them will, but some of them will not fit through the mini. It didn't get that icon. Okay, so here's the die bundles. All right, and after the die bundles, which are alphabetical, okay, then once we get past the bundles, then we start with all the rest of the dies, and those are also alphabetical to help you find them. Okay. All right, and the embossing folders, again, if it's split like this, it means it's 2 smaller ones and they fit through the mini. when we will be able to order them, and then other ones would be the bigger. Okay. All right. Hosting and earning. This month there is a special for anybody that would like to host an event. And hosting an event can be as simple as combining a couple of Crafty Friends orders together. But when you hit the $250 mark, which would be right in between there, you would be getting 10% of the total plus $25. Okay, so that's a lot of freebies. You could choose to use those on these exclusive host sets, or you can choose to use it on anything in the catalog. Okay. Also right now, the Join Stampin' Up, which is always a great deal because you get to choose $125 worth of product. They can make suggestions for you if you'd like, but you don't have to follow their suggestions, and so you can choose your own $125, and this month you can add any bundle for free. Okay, and on that. Okay, so then we get to the index. So if you know what it's called, you can look it up alphabetically, and the accessories. And on the very back, what you want to look for is your creative coach's information. Because this should be your go-to tool. And if you still have questions, you check the information on the back and you call your creative coach. Okay, so that's our tour. That's that fabulous book. I hope you guys have had a chance to kind of cruise through it and make your shopping lists. If you're anything like me, your shopping list has changed 2 or 3 or 4 times. Anyway, I look forward to seeing ya a little bit later, and enjoy your evening. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye.